Back to follow-up segment tonight. President Obama visiting Roseburg, Oregon on Friday. This because of the massacre there last week. It took the lives of 9 innocent Americans and wounded 9 others. But because Mr. Obama has called for new gun control laws, some people believe he has politicized the murders.
He wants to come to our community and stand on the corpses of our loved ones to make some kind of a political point, and it isn't going to be well received, not by our people, not by the families, and not even by our elected officials.
On Friday morning, the trip would not be about politics, but that trip would be about merely consoling the families of those who were so profoundly affected by that tragedy.
Now, Douglas County, Oregon, where Roseburg is located, is a conservative place and big gun country because of its rural setting. We sampled some opinion.
I guess I would question his agenda for coming to visit families, but and I hope he knows he's walking into a hostile environment.
I don't think the timing is right for him to come here.
I think it's great that he's coming to see the families. He visited the other families, in the past from the other shootings, but it's going to be political.
I think that Roseburg as a community probably isn't reacting real well to it.
I think it's nice that he's taking the time to come. I just hope that he has the right motive for being here.
Is he coming to visit for families, or is he coming for gun control?
If I was one of the families, I'd kiss his sweet bippy and tell him to get the hell out of here.
Joining us now from Roseburg, Chris Boyce, Douglas County Commissioner. So the president says he'll just visit the families of the victims, no politics. And you say, Mr. Boyce?
I hope that's the case, Bill. It's difficult to judge one's motives. The president's been very clear since the beginning of this that, he has an agenda about gun control. But, for us here in this community, our desire is to support the families and to help them with whatever they'd like. And if the president's truly coming to visit the families, that'd be great. You heard a bunch of folks in our community question whether that is his motive or not. And that message is being delivered loud and clear in our community.
I think the president will get the message, and I don't think that he will overtly politicize the event when he comes to your town on Friday. However, as you know, Democrats are now trying to fast-track gun control, and this is the visit will bring more attention to that issue. So it may not be overt, but certainly it's in the air.
Yeah, I understand, and it's unfortunate because, our goal from the beginning of this has not been to make this about politics, and here we are talking about politics in the middle of this tragedy.
How are the families, and I know you are doing a great job yourself in comforting the families, generally speaking, the families of the victims, can you describe what the situation is?
I haven't personally been able to have contact with all the victims, but I have had with a few, and their statements are exactly what we've heard already. One young man told me, I have no interest in talking to the president about the political issues, and I appreciate his stance on that.
So I understand that Chris Mintz, who was shot 7 times by the killer as he tried to intervene, is reluctant to see President Obama. Is that the case?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to go in and visit with Chris Mintz and hear his story, and what an amazing young man, just an extremely humble individual. And when I mentioned to him that the president was coming, he was not real excited about getting involved in the political part of this thing either, but humbled by the fact that the President of the United States would be interested in coming to visit him.
Okay, so he will see the president, but like many of the other victims and their families, you don't want to talk about politics, don't want to talk about gun control.
Yeah, my understanding is that he hasn't spoken with anyone from the White House yet, and that he's really not interested in doing that. So I'm not sure where that stands as of this minute.
All right, well, we'll track the story. I always say, look, the President of the United States, you got to respect the office. And if he's coming to comfort the people of Roseburg, then that's a good thing. And I do believe, I know the president somewhat, I do believe that's what he will do. I don't believe he'll politicize it in any way, shape, or form. And we appreciate your good work out there, Mr. Boyce. Thanks for helping us tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Directly